strongest atmosphere we have had in the 7-game stage here. When Canada got the ball there, the noise from the Moroccans to try and put them off. The whistles. That is something that Canada will have to try and handle here. Fans feel like they're playing, let's face it, like many of the fans that we've seen in the World Cup, but they do make a lot of noise. They're very emotionally connected to every single pass.
Ya ampun, bosan kali ya nonton. Iya. Australia nggak bisa nyerang, Mesir ngasal-ngasalan nyerang.
Itu nyerangnya Australia pas masih ketinggalan ya, baru dia nyerang. Udah satu sama
tuh bosan kali tuh.
Pasti diajak adu penalti sama lihat pemainnya Maroko yang tribun juga. Yang dari tim besar yang buat kan 18 tahun ini. Buadi itu ya.
Ayo Buadi.
Itu ya yang pernah itu ya.
Ini kayaknya
Itu ya. Buadi juga berarti
mana?
Di tengah pas ada pintar.
Allow brought into that back line today to Father Issadion. Scored that.
Nah, ini ya. Yang mobil-mobil itu loh, mobil cutnya tuh kayaknya. Ya, tahu.
Morocco came through on spot kicks. See a good image of what Canada's doing here.
Oh enggak apa ini? Kan ini kan stadionnya NFL kan? Diubah gitu mungkin.
Padahal persiapannya udah lama aja, nggak review kok.
Kenapa?
The fuck bro? Kenapa ini? Biasanya update kalau kayak begini-begini. Saya dari tim Sierra, orang kami dari tim Sierra. Mainnya Liga Dubai. Lu tahu yang story-nya Saibari itu? Yang dia diputusin sama cewek itu.
Oh iya.
Terus malah minta balikan semenjak pindah ke Munchen.
Dan
Dia di DM ya, upload di story. Tentang dulu gajinya di PSV 16 ya, terus dia tinggali katanya nggak mencukupi kehidupan. Sekarang pindah ke tahu pindah ke Munchen minta balikan dari Munchen.
kan kali udah pikir kan. Nah, kalau kayak gitu juga menarik artis.
Something very positive like that. You can play football too. That's probably what Jesse Marsh is saying against Morocco.
Aku dulu kan bilang Kanada ya.
Bahaya sih. Kalau Maroko tuh kan tipe yang tidurin langsung respon ya. Respon ya, reaktif ya. Lihat aja waktu lawan Haiti tuh. Langsung respon.
Sekarang dia ketinggalan gak bisa naikin.
Mungkin bahaya Maroko kalau keunggulan dulu. Kocok orangnya dia.
Kok? Ngapain dia kesana lagi? Ya maksud ke offset ya?
Oh bukan dia. Tuh, kenapa langsung ya?
Langsung ya?
Nunggu ke kiri lagi. Tuh,
itu udah
David ya?
Nathan David.
Kenapa dia malah ke kiri dulu?
Good early pressure here from the Canadians.
Halo. Mubar.
Eustachio, a lot of pace on that. Better up and out by Dion.
Berani kali sih Kanada nyerang Maroko.
Sigurd down the line. And Buchanan beaten to it by a robust challenge there.
Ya, kita Kanada.
But another
Kalau main
corner, Canada
terbuka,
really.
kayak kata Maroko.
Itu ngerinya saya di konser mampus ya.
Ini Maroko belum panas kita.
This is where you think if you're Canada, when you're getting some real good pressure, you want to score during your good times.
Ada gini kalah dan Maroko lihat aja
To get the first goal of this game, it may
nggak
change.
berapa lama dia sanggup nyerang Maroko. Ini nih, rekrut ada dan
That's on its way by Diffuserol. He wins it again. Bono comes. They've kept it alive well. Eustachio, excellent start from Canada this. Diffuserol looking to cross and Morocco just happened to
Ngejar
clear.
cepat ya.
Canada, Jesse Marsh has his team ready for this game here today. Good closing down there.
Kepala tuh.
Terus sekali udah
Well, it's frantic, it's frenetic, it is a high tempo.
kepala sih, lihat tuh.
Getting this one.
Megangin kepala hentiin
Players
dulu
are
lah.
looking at it down the Moroccan player and waiting for some help here from Michael Oliver. Now they get it. Canada's coming out rugged, they're coming out
Beras
aggressive.
kali bantalannya tuh kan kocak kan
You
rasanya.
would have expected that. Flying in there is Alistair Johnson. But then if you go back here, this is an easy punch for Bono. I think he could have caught that action and maintained possession. That one is a little bit different, but this is emphasizing the pressure that Canada has put on here in the opening minutes of this one. It's been an impressive start for them. You've seen Bono there, who was born in Montreal. He could have actually played for Canada at one point, but he chose to represent Morocco, the country that he grew up in. What a goalkeeper he is, by the way. That's a good tap for Yassine Bono today. There's Diop, winning only his 8th. The Fulham man. Mazraoui. Struggled for form, struggled with injuries at Manchester United last season, Mazraoui. And the great Ashraf Hakimi over on that right-hand side, playing at his 3rd World Cup, earned his 100th cap in the last match. At some point, Morocco's going to want to get Hakimi high up the field, Mazraoui as well. This is a big part. They're getting width and attack. Bono's kick. Aimed at El Khanous. Tied it up by Johnston. Up it goes to Jonathan David. Now the Diop get the final touch on that. Well, Michael was suggesting there was an arm in there, I think, somewhere. Let's have a look here.
Nah, ini ada hakim garisnya bilang sepak pojok, wasitnya bilang gol.
Not from that. It looked like much. I will tell you that ball from Alistair Johnston. That is a ball to keep an eye on here tonight. Canada wants to
Tergantung
win the
ya,
ball.
ya visinya siapa yang lebih bagus ya.
Maybe go vertical like that. That was a perfect ball to deliver into his strikers and hit Jonathan David in the channels. That's an area Canada's going to look to exploit. Well, Jesse Marsh did say that Canada had to go for it. They are going for it. The question is, can they keep this kind of tempo up? Here's Boadi for Morocco. Benai. Benai who plays for Roma. He's given that one away. He's crossed with himself. Indeed. Chance here.
Ini gak jauh udah. Gak jauh aja.
Harusnya ngoper tuh tadi ya.
Udah.Ison.
Morocco are rattled here. He takes the tumble.
Kasih one-on-one lawan
To
Bruno.
shore. Right under the assistant's nose, and now he's given it a foul, Buchanan.
Canada's going to be successful today, they need that energy of Tejan Buchanan up and down the right side. Yes, the cages have been rattled here.
Umpanannya gitu kali ini kalau tak kali
Forced
sampai.
error here. Olawashe, this turn is just spectacular with the left foot.
Sebenarnya Mbappe terbuka kalau dia mau ke kanan seperti itu.
And that is an extended left foot. Look at
Bukan
Jesse
pelatihnya
Marsh's
kesel.
reaction on the sideline. They want to get rewarded for this good start.
Terlalu
1 minute
maksa
sentence
dia.
for all Canada.
See, Jesse Marsh has gone with the jeans again
Kenceng
today.
ya,
He was just
striker.
about that yesterday as well.
Kena nih. Hakimi
Tuh ame
maju.
kali dia di kanan. Aduh.
Nggak lewat.
The door closed on it.
Messi kayak gini kan nyerang aja enggak tuh kan.
Saibari's always prowling around up front.
Kayak muter-muter di tengah aja Messi.
Behind the defense.
Eustachio, good ball. Canada are finding the gaps, aren't they? Eustachio. Jonathan David.
Honestly, this may be their best 12 minutes of football in this entire World Cup. You're doing it against Morocco.
Gianni Infantino, the president in attendance.
Mantap ya.
He's certainly put in the miles during this World Cup.
Maybe two of them because he's been in every game.
Yes, he has. And Morocco really struggling. Eustachio. Now can Ashraf Hakimi bring some calm out there to those in white, but Canada are not giving them a moment's peace.
They are smothering them. Absolutely smothering Morocco. They cannot get any rhythm going.
Johnston tossing one in there.
Bayern nih.
Cuts back to Eustachio. Found the shot. Jonathan David looking to feed it through, but couldn't quite manage it. Morocco desperate for an outball and struggling to find one.
Kalau pemain di Roma
They'll
sempit
take
dia.
respite here in the shape of this throw. No wonder Jesse Marsh is applauding.
This is a high-intensity start from Canada. This is absolutely wonderful. If you're the head coach, Jesse Marsh, this is exactly what you want. You want chaos. You want to rattle Morocco. You want to hunt the ball when you lose it. And they put together some really good passages of play as well. Created some good chances
Oh itu
in
iPhone.
different ways already. Very impressed with Canada.
They are unbeaten in their last 33 internationals. Morocco, a run that includes the win that was awarded to them after that highly controversial Africa Cup of Nations final against Senegal. And 6 of the games during that long unbeaten sequence. Also at the Arab Cup last December that consisted only of just Arab-based players, but regardless, they are an incredibly tough nut to crack. I know they're in for a game. Allow. Hakimi.
There's going to be a point they'll settle back into it because this type of intense pressure, it's tough to do that for 90 minutes.
Well, I know who was a real standout figure of that AFCON campaign earlier in the year.
Well, he's another one of those guys, Hanawi, that is just excellent under pressure with the ball on his feet.
Hakimi sering kali
Press the
dikal dia.
ball and, as I mentioned, get out of pressure, but you really have to give Canada big kudos for the pressure that they have put on the ball here so far against Morocco.
11 touches already they've had in the Moroccan penalty area. Morocco yet to get inside the Canada box.
Really haven't had extended possession.
Hakimi on the charge here, looking
Enough,
to the
enough.
end of this.
Oh, enggak.
Tuh, jauh mendorak kira.
That is something that Canada no doubt will be wary of. Hakimi's
Ya saya kan
rotating
pindah sama
runs
cewek
down that right-hand side. He often ends up in an attacking position as well, and he stayed up there actually for now.
Ada kan utama brandingnya
Yeah,
cewek.
he's defined
Ya besok penting men ada juga.
when the ball's on the far side of the field, He's also a guy that gets himself into the penalty area who's contesting for crosses. He's like a sprinter. His physical strength and power and running power, along with his skill set, just remarkable. That's crunching tackle there. Canada certainly understands what he brings. Richie Larea, Ali Ahmed, they're two guys that are going to have to help kind of shut down that left side of the field and be very wary of Hakimi getting forward.
Wadi. Going to get back here from Issa Diop. And Mohamed Wadi actually calls Wadi in midfield the midfield brain. And he's a very intelligent young man, not just on the pitch but off it. He's taking a degree in mathematics at the moment. Diop, that's a good ball taken on the Saibari.
Main aja dulu.
He is the man in form for Morocco, but he's also offside.
Yeah, it looked offside from the start. Delayed flag. That's the man up front. He's at the tip of the spear, Saibari. PSV Eindhoven expected to go to Bayern Munich, I believe. And yes,
Confirmed that move this week.
Slightly offside. But he's always an option. That's, maybe a build through midfield for Morocco, or maybe going direct and vertical to him. So many options.
Johnston. Just inside for a stack. To go after it, he will. Alal reading the danger, corner conceded.
Using the pace of Jonathan David, Tejan Buchanan, and it's forcing Morocco into conceding corners here. You really got to give a lot of credit to Tejan Buchanan. He has been powering up and down this right side. He has been relentless so far.
Fourth corner of the game here already for Canada. We've not hit the 18-minute mark yet. Stacchio preparing to send this one in. A goal as well from Johnston. Just a bit too much traffic though in the way.
But he was completely unmarked. It's kind of a hybrid zonal man-to-man marking. He gets himself a real good look at putting a head on that. It's a little bit surprising.
This is Luc de Fougerolles. As to Johnson, who missed a lot of football last season with Celtic due to injury. And there were several members of this squad when they got the call-up that were nursing injuries. None more so than Alphonso Davies, who's on the bench. Ali Ahmed of Norwich City in England's second tier had a really good end to the season with the Canaries. Stacchio.
I like Stacchio. He's getting balls in good areas. He's getting his teammates involved. He's spread the game out. Scored that miraculous game winner against South Africa.
Bombito. Another by Oliver Shea. Buchanan takes over. Stacchio. And a yellow card shown to Mazraoui for the earlier challenge on Oliver Shea.
All of a sudden it becomes a different game from Mazraoui now, carrying a yellow card. Every game we see this, and we see it in slow motion, and that is tackles where they're ill-timed, they're slightly over the top maybe. He gets a yellow.
Yeah, it's Redouane Alal. So correction, Alal booked, not Mazraoui. So some concern here for Saibari, who's down again.
There's the hold-up play by Saibari. At the end of the offside. He's going to be buzzing around. He can play as a winger. He's a dribbler. He's a direct threat with his movement. Had goals against Brazil, Scotland, and Haiti. Had a winning PK against the Netherlands. If you want to know how important he is to Morocco. Had a heck of a World Cup so far.
Yeah, one of the stars of this World Cup. Question. Teammate of Harry Kane next season, among others. Company building quite the squad over there, isn't he, in Germany?
Sure is.
Well, now that does not look good. The fact that he pulls his shirt over his face
Hamstring, alamak beneran dong, tapi Rahimi
is
lumayan.
a sign that he can't continue, and he can't.
Dibanding tadi dia
A change necessary for Morocco, and that is a major blow. Sofian Rahimi will be brought on in his place. He's likely though, he can score. He has got one at these finals already. The loss of Siberia is a major one. And there is the great one, the great Wayne Gretzky, NHL legend for Canada, in attendance today. What a player he was.
Talk about technical skill in soccer. Well, you talk about technical skill in hockey and ice hockey.
The
That
best.
is Wayne Gretzky.
Legendnya Hockey.
Pistachio's free kick, straight down the throat of Bono.
Let's just go back with this change to Saibari. Rahimi is, as you mentioned, very, very good player. He would have made his way onto this game anyway, but that is a big development in this game here today. Saibari going off this early. He has been their leading goal scorer. He's the one they've depended upon to produce goals in games throughout this World Cup on the journey for Morocco. So that is a big blow.
Iya sih, tapi gampang ya celahnya itu.
Centre by
Yang diangkat aja. Terus
Areas
diangkat.
again. Sigor gathering in midfield. Play goes on. Was a collision there. Michael Oliver playing the advantage.
Pemain besar kan pendengarannya terbatas ya.
You've got to have your eyes everywhere because there are personal battles going on over every inch of the field here, Glenn.
Yeah, no question about it. Every ball is contested. 100% sweat equity here today.
As it should be as well, by the way.
Yeah, of course. Dejan Buchanan has gone to the opposite side of the field now. And Morocco is still
Mau tahu Indonesia punya tim ice hockey?
some attempts on goal here.
Ya, banyak ya.
mana latihan mereka?
Naturalisasi
Attempts
tapi.
on goal. It's the start of the match.
Mana orang
Dari mana?
As we hit the hydration break here.
Dan bukan PS tapi dari Eropa.
How contested
Mungkin ada yang Kanada.
duels are going
Oh,
on.
udah lihat timnas ice hockey Indonesia. Kemarin menang lawan Malaysia. Waktu Olimpiade ya.
Bener.
Punya
Kan pasti lihat nggak bisa kan.
ini banyak naturalisasi. Nanti ayat persahabatan sama Panathinaikos kalah nih.
Mereka belum ikut tim kan.
Makin baik main nih. Rating 5-2 bu. Yang golin Tetes, Darwin, Gordon.
Untuk mereka yang mengubah angan-angan jadi kenyataan dengan hemat gerakan dan konsel 5G dekat di mata, pintarnya terasa.
3-1.
Tepuk tangan untuk mereka yang mengubah momen ke asing jadi lancar, sungguh fantastik. Telkomsel 5G dekatnya nyata, pintarnya terasa.
Tapi bocah-bocah yang main kan.
Persahabatan kan gitu. Mainin
Online
ininya.
data tracker.
12 tahun banyak kali.
Tapi kenapa tetap itu yang mainin Mark 4 ya?
Kita saya kan baru. Saya belum pemasaran medis.
Karena kemarin tuh ini penggantinya Mark 4 ya.
Itu yang dari Liverpool tuh.
Oh,
And then
Jarros.
you got Morocco, who's been to a semi-final of a World Cup right now, and you've outplayed them here this first 22 or so minutes.
Sabari is the one hiding away there at the back.
The disappointment for players, you know, whether you're in the lead up to the World Cup and you go down injured or you get injured in the World Cup, it's just heart-wrenching.
Hydration break over. We await the game's first goal in this, the first round of 16 tie.
Biasa itu mainnya olahraga yang geser-geser
Winner
langkah.
will go through to meet either Paraguay or France on July the 9th.
Jangan lu itu ya.
Boston Stadium. Those two teams will play later today.
Halo.
Well, there's more Moroccan fans here, but I got to say the Canadians have
Nanti itu
turned out a good
tujuannya biar ini ya,
job.
semakin dekat dia pilihannya semakin besar.
Suits there.
Masuk lingkaran aja
Terus
gitu.
lah.
Wonderful environment here, the color, the acoustics, everything here in Houston at Houston Stadium.
The first game.
Nah itu di kamera kan kelihatan datar kali itu kan. Yang aslinya nggak datar itu. Makanya harus dikit-gituin matanya.
Pernah lihat ya?
Was the venue for their
Ya kan saya nyari tahu terus nanti sampai geser-geser. Ternyata sebelum mulai itu disemprot dulu pakai air. Jadi biar agak kasar gitu.
Rawi rising for that one. El Kadous is dumped on the deck. Morocco free kick.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten going, neither has Hakimi. I think one thing the mid-block of Jesse Marsh is doing, it's forcing them to go longer and go direct and bypass their midfield, which Canada may be very happy with. We'll deal on it. We'll play the aerial game.
Wadi. Issa Diop.
They have not been able to play through Canada up to this point here in the 28th minute in their midfield.
Kalau masih.
Hah?
Kalau
Taking the direct approach there, but it was
Kalau nggak salah di akuisisi ya. Udah masuk Indo kan dia?
Always Bombito.
nggak ada smartphone-nya.
Ada, officialnya ada.
Kena nih kena.
Let's go to trouble, Rahimi.
Kokpet kan ada officialnya. Atau
Rahimi a long way out. Greco able to get there.
zaman
Can turn
berubah.
up. They're dominant in every facet of the game. One bad ball turns into a immediate chance. And now all of a sudden you have Morocco pressing.
Galinawi never get his way around. As the Johnston. It's a little bit touchy between those two.
Kemarin Avali itu kesalahan ganti kiper tuh ngapain coba ya itu.
Tapi nanti tuh.
Iya. Padahal lebih tinggian itu loh. Yang itu karena
Brazil won a game
pizza namanya pizza sih Bang.
Pantai.
pressing moment and quickly finding
Nggak kan presiden nanti memang silang ya, kan?
player at Martinelli that night for the game winner against Japan. So
Harusnya kasih pizza aja
importance
sih.
now in the modern game of just winning the ball near a goal, leading to immediate chances.
Well, so far
Tapi
it has been the
tak
performance
pelatihnya
of
Nasib pintar ya.
from Canada.
Lihat yang pelatih beli dia.
Iya.
Jesse Marsh. And it's the Johnston
Balik
on
dia.
the launch pad for them.
Dia boleh pakai.
Comes towards the future.
Nah, penalti bisa ngambil tengah.
There was a foul in there. Morocco get the free kick.
Well, let me add to passion though, quality football.
Yes.
And Canada's passing the ball cleanly. They're knocking the ball around well.
Kenapa?
They've got some good
Kenapa
movement.
nih? Kenapa
Good
salah?
chances. So yes, it's passion,
Gaya.
but it's being combined with a lot of good quality
Anu
football,
sarung tangan
decision
tuh
making,
ganggu.
and passing.
Soalnya dipanen.
As a nation, they're certainly on the up, Canada. Remember, coming into this, they hadn't won a single World Cup match in 2 previous appearances, but this has been the tournament where they keep pushing the boundaries, breaking new ground. Masraoui. Should turned over. not seen Morocco do that as much in a game than I have today. They're usually so reliable on the ball.
Yeah, and even dealing with pressure, but today Canada's forcing them into a lot of passing errors. And one of my comments before the game was, yeah, you can get pressure on these guys, but they can get out of it. Well, they're struggling with it right now against Canada.
Well, to say that Jesse Marsh felt that Morocco did not have any weaknesses. Certainly found a few. Well, that might have been the unedited version. Somewhere in there, he found something he thinks he can get at with Morocco. Deal. Hakimi. Morocco at the moment just seem content to try and take the heat out of this.
Yeah, and not seeing Hakimi getting forward a lot, it's an indicator that, you know, they're a bit stalled right now, a bit suffocated by Canada.
They'll also want to play the game their way, won't they? And they've not been able to do that thus far.
Và Hiến Huy dẫn dắt rất cỏ rất lọt sẽ mặc
Young centre back racing across over there.
Yeah, not sure why Brahimi wants to just bowl him over there. Just slow down, hold your ground, pin him against the sideline, and you can get your team advanced up the field and try and get a higher press going. But you give away a silly foul there that you probably didn't need to. But he's fresh in the game. He's probably super aggressive and adrenalized.
Scored 15 goals in 23 games for Al Ain last season. Sofiane Brahimi was their top scorer at the Olympics in 2024. He got 86. So he knows where the net is. And here he is rising for this, but can't meet it. And Brahim Diaz applying a little bit of pressure over on that side. Brahim Diaz, by the way, absolute quality, but there is a feeling that he's yet to really deliver his best at these finals, despite providing a couple of assists. He's yet to find the net. Mohamed Wabi was asked about that yesterday. He said, yeah, he's not hit the levels yet, but he still brings plenty to this team, not just going forward, but defensively as well, tracking back on that side.
That's the first time you really mentioned him here tonight. That's the thing that stuck out to me. Diaz hasn't gotten himself in the game either. Right now, I think total control Canada, but we all know how quickly Morocco can strike. Robin Johnson not taking any chances there. It was a bad ball. It was a bad sequence. Just breaks it up. Allows the rest of his team to get organized now.
Allowing players for national development, and he's turned that one over. Ali Ahmed for Canada. Bustacchio. Leave it in there towards Buchanan. Flicked away by Mazraoui. Mazraoui to the rescue again for Morocco.
Bilal's having a bit of a problem replacing Riyad.
yang Prancis memanggil Mbappe nggak dikasih
Trying to
tuh.
play in and around.
Nyalahin dong. Itu di mana dia? PSG ya?
Seems
Ya,
a
udah
little
dia
bit nervous at the back of Bilal.
Dia bukan agenda FIFA ya?
Goes up Mazraoui in behind for a corner.
Just surprised that Morocco doesn't have that normal fight we've seen in this tournament. Really
Ada apa tim yang itu ya semuanya botak gitu. Satu tim botak semua.
To Morocco. He's not been able to get forward either. It's usually mostly Hakimi, but he gets forward as well to get that width on the left side of the field.
Itu aja klub di Korea ada yang punya militer, itu aja nggak ada yang botak. Jangan
Tetap nonton.
An outswinger.
Udah pendek ada.
Brahim Diaz trying to get rid of it for Morocco. Foul committed. Rougeron inside the penalty area on Bouhaddi.
Canada are like wolves. They are so aggressive here to pick up second balls. Look at these men fighting to get on the end of this, in and around the penalty area. It's Buchanan. It's Tufajio. Just rapid to try and win balls in the second ball from the penalty area.
on targetnya kita nggak ada.
Orang belum nyata.
Really from Morocco. It's that one effort from Brahimi that was comfortable for
Makanya
Maroko.
takut di counter Kanada gitu.
Usually
Pasnya
so
cepat
slick,
kita
so
enggak ada.
mobile, making a lot of unforced errors. Buchanan teaching it from Mazraoui.
I don't think we've seen Morocco have a half like this in the entire tournament. We did not see this against Brazil. We did not see this in their other matches. We did
Emang
not see
susah
this
sih ngalahin
against the
tuan rumah
Netherlands.
tuh susah nggak?
Here's Buchanan. Buchanan's been everywhere. There's maybe two of them out there.
Dari pulang aja bukan lupa.
Johnston ready to launch in this throw. Correa. Johnston again.
Kok dilihat ya, ini yang paling banyak nama Maroko aja kayaknya.
Banyak.
Now Mazraoui.
Suaranya sama ya, Kanada dan juga ya.
And it's gone behind Unai. Mazraoui, by the way, is down. He has been given a tough time by Buchanan.
Well, Buchanan's making him work. He collides there with a Canadian player in midfield, Pampito. Of course, we know Pampito, Crapo here in the United States for playing in Major League Soccer. Alistair Johnston did as well, but Morocco can't afford any more injuries. They already lost that match at Bari.
Efek main brutal gitu kan.
And as a neutral, you want to watch the best players. It's a real shame.
Gak Maroko nggak masuk akal dan mainannya dia tuh maka konsisten kali main kayak gitu tuh.
Morocco, as we've seen
Maroko
in previous
main
matches,
determinasi terus dan
group
match tuh.
stages, they've been very quick out of the blocks. The man we just saw on screen, Bari scoring early against Brazil, as I recall. Not the first time they've done that, and they can fly out the traps against Scotland as well, but Canada have just not allowed them to.
I'm astounded, one, how they haven't been able to get in the game, but number two, I applaud this effort from Canada. It's incredibly bright. They're carrying out the manager's objectives here. And it's also real problems for Morocco to find any sort of tempo and rhythm.
There is a term in football, isn't there? Defend from the front, and that is exactly what they're doing. It's not just about the back four, it's about everyone else. You know, you look at Jonathan David, showing that they are pressing the centre-backs. That's helping the midfield players and those behind as well.
The back four's had a pretty nice time. When you got a hard-working midfield in front of you, that's the key to being sound at the back.
It's a boil over there between the Fougeron and Hakimi, and now Correa has got something to say.
Coba gitu ya.
Getting in there, and all gets a little bit ugly
Kayaknya
here.
taktik ini.
Frustration boiling
Biar
over
kepecah dan nggak Kanada nih.
Konsentrasinya.
That is a good sign for Canada.
Let's see what action, if any, Michael Oliver will take.
Masa sih mana Maroko?
Hakimi for a word. And the Fougeron might well be summoned as well. And still, Correa and Hakimi going at it.
Well, Larrea's on the same side of the field. We spoke about Larrea and Ali Ahmed having to contain and help win that wide area today against that man. Hakimi was
Masih
going to
belum
pick up
dikan.
the
Hakimi lagi yang ketemu.
The captain. It's not finished yet here. Michael Oliver. Correa is going to have his name taken down by the looks of it as well.
Well, here's the long ball. This play's pretty much over, and that's Hakimi pushing Larrea.
Maksudnya sikap kan gitu.
And Larrea's the innocent in that one for me. It's It's frustration, but Hakimi can get himself going.
Card for the pair of them.
I don't see how Richie Larea gets a card there. Just don't see it.
They're clear. And Al Khanou showing interest in this. Johnston looking to defend it. Who knows? Maybe that flashpoint might just.
Mereka tuh merah kayaknya mobilnya nggak aja.
Al Khanou commits the foul there on Seagull in midfield.
El Kanou's another wonderful attacking player. We just haven't seen anything out of him. We haven't seen anything out of Diaz. They're constantly involved in these duels like this.
Vito. Oh, that's wasted. Still no touch. The Canadian penalty area for Morocco. They had 62 such touches in the first half across their 4 games of this tournament, but they've just got nowhere near. Canada rather have protected that penalty area so well.
Midfield of Canada has really stood up today to the midfield of Morocco. I think that's where it all begins. Makes it easier for a back four. Front players are working extremely hard. They're cutting off passing lanes. It's all coming out of the mid-block here. And as of right now,
Yang Piala Dunia yang kemarin tuh si Brian Diaz emang nggak ada ya? Apa?
this is where Canada squeezes them and forces them
Siapa
back.
posisinya dia?
Beautiful organization.
Kayak ada yang bilang satu kan udah
Hakim
ya?
sih ya.
Oh, Hakim sih, iya ya.
Diaz.
2022 masih ada tuh tim sih.
Banyak kan dia yang nggak bisa.
Musim ini.
Terus
That was
kebanyakan
better for
tuh
Morocco.
satu Brian Diaz ya.
Diaz,
Back to where they started.
yeah, getting Diaz. Well, they were, but at least Diaz was showing for the ball, trying to get between the lines a little bit.
Musimnya masih di Chelsea.
Just have a vivid picture of it here.
Lovely turn from Brahim Diaz. He is so
Gumeng, dah. Keluarin dah kartu-kartu.
He's got to show up. That's what they need. They need Diaz getting on the ball, turning people. You got a structured midfield game plan going here for Canada. Well, one way to break it, the individual's the best killer and breaker of lines and organization is the individual player, and that's what Brahim Diaz is doing here. This guy can score on a dime and then just explode. So he's got to show up more. He's starting to come alive a little bit.
Chance here for Morocco to ask a question at long last of this Canada back line. Hakimi's free kick. It goes towards Dion, who pushing it down. Gujarat getting rid.
Daripada Maroko itu nggak ada tim yang target nggak ada tim.
Into the path of Larea.
Kosongan kan Maroko statistiknya.
Nggak ada yang mau ngegolin gitu. Bosan ya nanti juga.
Pretty marking from the
Yang naman semua ntar babak kedua.
Cuma penalti dan
Tuh kan.
penalti justru yang dirugikan Maroko ya.
Maroko.
Maksudnya nanti mereka dia menang nggak lanjutnya di situ berapa?
Iya lah, pemain kartu.
4 ya.
two young guys. That's a nice future forward looking right there with those two center backs. So now we battling away. Caught him in.
Biasanya tuh kalau di fase grup itu misalkan poin sama, selisih gol sama. Kalau pakai selisih gol yang pakai red nanti yang dihitung itu ya jumlah kartu ya.
Also, the message from Canada before the game was play the game, not
Pas
be
itu juga
impatient.
jumlah kartu dihitung sama.
Carry out that.
Karena nanti kan di biasanya akhir turnamen ada tim paling versi gitu.
Itu udah biasa.
Itu Argentina itu pasti kalau dia jarang di kartu
Itu si Infantino kan sepulusan
Apa? Udah ada. Yuk masih semua Maroko.
Ada.
Itu langsung kasih
Ini lah ini.
And it all fizzles out just as they looked for a bit of optimism, a bit of a spark there.
itu
But they are a frustrated bunch just now. You can see it in the body language.
Well, they can't get a rhythm going either.
malah
More possession-based team than they were when they got to the semifinals in Qatar in 2022. And they're more of a tempo team, less of a vertical, deeper defending team, and they can't get it going with all these talented midfielders. Canada's chopping the game up, they're breaking the rhythm.
kosong dulu di awal.
Moments of possession, really
Ada kan nggak boleh satu-satu
tactics
nih.
employed by Jesse Marsh. They're working. How can they do that for 90 minutes? Can Jesse Marsh in Canada do this for 90 minutes?
Kesalahan nih.
Kalau still bola tuh gitu, bolanya dicer Beckham di kaki serangnya.
The managers, players, the fans, it's all been here. I mean, this is our 7th game we've called here at Houston Stadium. We haven't had a game that
Power-poweran semua.
Ngapain ya Mas Rawi?
quality play. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Real privilege to be here.
Indeed.
Kept on by
Maroko kagak bisa jadi kan ada.
Shea knocking it down. Jonathan David showing interest in this, but for now at least kept at arm's length by
Tapi efektivitas Maroko tuh hati-hati.
Signal maybe the challenge, and there's a definite feeling from a Canadian perspective that they're not getting the rub of the green here in terms of making decisions.
That's a little bit of a foul. It was embellished a little bit. That's okay. It's a free kick in a deep area for Morocco. Their fans have been quiet in here. Canada has taken the Moroccan fans out of the game here. They're a little bit
Kasian dia nggak ikut gitu.
shocked right now.
Hanya jersey ya.
Deafening to hear the single whistles that we heard at the start of the game.
Tapi yang kemarin ikut tuh apa ya? Euro.
It's a big game
Cuma
for
atau Nations League ya.
Maybe now. Coming up for Saibari.
Kalinawi. Morocco really need their big players to step up and get in the game here, and certainly Kalinawi is one of those. The referee figure so far is not the only one in Moroccan white.
Rekor aja.
Got round one, Masraoui. And clear it downfield.
Great cover from Mazraoui to get back and get into a good covering position.
Stacchio keeping it moving. Richie Larea of Toronto FC. Stacchio.
Ngapain?
Nah, ini dapat bro.
Udah dah kiri. Aduh, rame kali nggak bisa. Gila sih.
Bagus posisinya kan
Iya.
ada. Ini posisinya mereka cepat sekali.
Canada got back behind the ball in the blink of an eye. 7 players.
Dari kanan aja nyerang udah. Dari Hakim
It's that kind of selfless, collective running that's important on a day against Morocco. Highly impressive. What is just amazing to me. It's hard for me to
Amerika,
understand.
Kanada nih maksudnya CONMEBOL ya?
He's so mature
Apa
for
beda deh?
these years.
Bengkakak maksudnya.
He's used to the big stage. He became the youngest player to start a European match. Playing for Lille in the Conference League, just 16 years of age. Interesting to see he makes the move this summer from Lille.
Yeah, but he's not just a byproduct of this team. He is a central figure in this team at 18 years of age. That's a different thing. He's playing in one of the most vital positions in the game. He's a holding control midfielder.
Gila tuh
He's
total
only
dah.
18 years old. That's
Kuning
amazing.
lagi ya ampun, banjir kartu kuning. yang di rumah kan kemarin baru bawa pertandingan
Yang brutal kali gitu kali.
He's frustrated. Just can't get his attacking game going here, Duke, the Canadians.
Kartu merah kalau Pak Edwani. Kalau nggak dirotasi tuh.
tapi ada yang satu orang
A little bit extra there.
diinjak
Just look at that talent, though, for Morocco, and they just say, what point does it start to click here today? It certainly has not clicked here in the first half. Rapo with the free kick.
Dokter.
Been added on time at the end of his first half. And Michael Oliver brings the curtain down on the opening period. No goals. There is no doubt who the best team will be.
Barusan tuh udah bagus transisinya kita
Really rattled Moroccan cages. And the semi-finalists of 4 years ago have struggled to get a football in the game. Losing Ismail Saibari to injury in this one. But Jesse Marsh could not have asked for any more from his team. At the break in Houston, Canada 0, Morocco
lagi
0.
udah ada susah counter.
oh nggak ada ternyata satu on target satu tenang
Kak itu yang tadi tuh yang pelan tuh.
itu udah hitungnya satu-satu
Di tengah target juga tuh ya tenang pelan.
target satu-satu tendangan ke gawang satu on target sentuhan di kotak lawan
Jadi warga,
satu,
hubungi
warnanya
kami.
13.
Topen 188
XG-nya
atau cek main
0,02.
Telkomsel. Cek aja di home.
Menyebutkan kali ya.
Warga,
udah main kartu kuning ternyata
pasang,
Oh ya.
Maroko
Baikin.
4 Kanada 2
waktunya di home.
Ya, pas.
tadinya mengira bahwa Kanada dengan kualitas pemainnya mungkin sedikit di bawah dari Maroko di babak pertama akan bermain menunggu, tapi enggak, dari menit pertama mereka mainnya press itu. Mungkin secara position mungkin nanti akan kita lihat nggak terlalu dominan Kanada, tapi ketika pemain Maroko mendapatkan bola ini langsung istilahnya dikeroyok 2 orang pemain, 3 orang pemain, dan Maroko akhirnya terpancing untuk bermain keras. Ada 4 kartu kuning yang diterima oleh pemain Maroko. Ismail Saibari ditarik keluar karena cedera. Jadi ini yang membuat Maroko susah ya di babak pertama. Ini kan dari awal babak pertama kan udah Bono sudah susah payah untuk menghadang pemain Kanada.
Ya, kerja keras gitu. Tendangan dari Jonathan David masih mampu ditepis dengan baik oleh Bono. Bahkan kita beberapa kali tendangan di dalam kotak penalti ya. Ini cukup mengagetkan ketika Maroko sempat kesulitan sekali untuk bisa bertahan di lini tengah.
Ya, karena memang salah satu kelebihan dari Kanada agresivitas mereka dan balance mereka juga baik. Mereka bertahan, mereka cukup solid, kompak dengan agresif, tapi ketika menyerang 4 midfield mereka akan membuat serangan sehingga jadi opsi lebih orang dan ini sangat menyulitkan 4 defender daripada Maroko.
Betul, unggul jumlah pemain seperti ini dilakukan dengan baik oleh Kanada di bawah pertama. Jadi
apakah Anda paham sama
sebuah tendangan yang masih tegak
Mungkin dengan
Kanada masih mampu ditepis dengan baik. Dan kita lihat bagaimana statistik pertandingan di babak pertama. Dari position control, Kanada 36%, sedangkan Maroko 56%. Attempt at goal yang 4 untuk Kanada, 1 untuk Maroko. Attempt at target 2-1, dan kita lihat SG-nya sangat kecil sekali, 0,46 bagi Maroko, 0,02. Ini tampaknya paling rendah selama mereka bermain di Piala Dunia kali ini.
Ya, dari ball possession kita tahu Maroko menguasai, tapi mereka bermain hanya di daerah mereka sendiri. Ya, pertama. Yang kedua, kita kembali dipertontonkan bagaimana sepak bola yang efektif itu akan lebih punya chance untuk mengungguli tim lawan, dan terbukti hanya dengan 36%, tapi Kanada mampu melakukan 4 kali shot dari 2 on target. Ini tentu menandakan bahwa permainan Kanada lebih efektif daripada Maroko di babak pertama.
Ya, Win, kalau saya cermati tadi bagaimana Mas Rui dan Hakimi ya, benar-benar dikurangi keleluasaan dalam pergerakan ini menjadi kesuksesan bagi Kanada menguasai babak pertama.
Terutama Hakimi, nggak lihat tadi di babak pertama Hakimi agresivitasnya itu kan nggak seperti di pertandingan pertandingan sebelumnya. Dia nggak banyak masuk ke dalam kotak penalti, bahkan nggak ada shooting juga. Waktu lawan Belanda kan dia juga sering sekali masuk ke kotak penalti, shooting juga. Jadi benar-benar dieliminir. Saya nggak tahu kalau dari formasi dengan 4-4-2 ini apakah lebih manjur, lebih mujarab untuk meredam agresivitas dari Achraf Hakimi, terutama di sektor kanan.
Ya, kalau dari sisi teknis, apa yang tidak berjalan dari Maroko menurut Coach Kurus?
Ya, Maroko terlihat kesulitan saat melakukan build up karena memang ketika bertahan tim dari Kanada itu melakukan mirroring, artinya 1v1 di lini belakang daripada Maroko. Jadi fullback kanan kiri kalau dengan winger mereka, kemudian dengan 2 striker tentu berhadapan dengan 2 center back, sehingga mereka akan susah untuk melakukan through pass ke lini tengah. Sementara di lini tengah Kanada sangat disiplin sekali untuk melakukan man to man, dan ini menjadi kesulitan.
Ya, kita lihat bagaimana Tani Oluwayesi dengan Sofian Rahimi, seperti apa Anda melihat head to head ini di babak pertama.
Kalau tadi beberapa kali kan mendapatkan peluang ya, termasuk ketika dia terima bola, balik badan, shooting, dan harus digagalkan oleh Bono dengan susah payah. Ada 2 attempt at goal-nya. 1 on target, sementara kalau Sofian Rahimi dia belum bermain full karena dia masuk menggantikan Ismail Saibari. Tapi ini juga menyimpan potensi bahaya karena waktu lawan Belanda kan dia juga menyulitkan ya.
Ya, kita lihat bagaimana final third entries 17 berbanding 16 cukup berimbang, tapi yang menarik memang di Maroko hanya di sisi kanan ya, sedangkan di sisi kirinya cukup terhambat, berbanding terbalik dengan Kanada yang tampaknya cukup dominan atau cukup bagus di kiri maupun kanan.
Ya, memang dari efektivitas Kanada lebih unggul ya, mereka mampu memainkan dari sisi kanan dan kiri, artinya mereka sama bahaya, jadi harus menjadi atensi tersendiri buat Maroko di babak kedua. Dan apa yang harus dilakukan Maroko di babak kedua tentunya harus lebih mobilitas dari para pemain, terutama saat off the ball atau pergerakan tanpa bola harus lebih banyak dilakukan, sehingga opsi untuk passing ke depannya itu lebih banyak.
Bahkan hanya 7 detik final entry di final third. Ini tampaknya sangat sedikit sekali peluang dimiliki oleh Maroko.
Ya, karena agresivitas daripada Kanada luar biasa. Mereka di-set untuk begitu pemain Maroko menguasai bola atau bola ada terutama di daerah pertahanan mereka, minimal ada 2 pemain yang melakukan pressing, dan ini menjadi kesulitan di saat pemain Maroko lainnya yang tanpa bola tidak bergerak untuk memberikan opsi passing.
Ya, kalau tadi kita tahu Saibari diganti, apakah ini menjadi juga pengaruh besar bagi kreativitas di lini depan ya, bagi Maroko?
Sofian Rahimi sudah tampil tapi sebagai pemain pengganti. Kalau dibandingkan head to head, saya pikir jelas masih bagusan Ismail Saibari ya, dengan golnya dia, dengan eksplosivitasnya dia bisa bertukar posisi dengan Brahim Diaz. Ya kehilangan yang cukup besar kalau menurut saya, meskipun sekali lagi Sofian Rahimi bukan pertama kali ini tampil sebagai pemain pengganti. Mungkin Brahim Diaz ini yang harusnya bisa menjadi solusi ya, karena dia kan juga main dekat juga cukup tajam ya. Jadi artinya ada solusi yang harus dilakukan oleh para pemain Maroko, terutama di lini depan.
Ya, baik pemirsa, tentunya bagi Anda yang mau bergabung, saya informasikan di babak pertama sementara ini Kanada 0, Maroko 0, dan tentunya kami juga akan menginformasikan bahwa ini akan diadakan dengan FIFA Under 17 World Cup 2026 dan juga FIFA Women World Cup 2027. Tentunya untuk Anda pemirsa setia TVRI, 3 Piala Dunia, 1 rumah siaran yaitu TVRI. Kami akan kembali ke Anda.
19 atau 20? Enggak, apa udah 17?
Transferan masuk di My BCA, better bisa di pocket rupiah. Lalu kunci dengan kunci pocket yang hanya bisa dibuka di ATM atau kantor cabang. Paham kan sekarang? With better My BCA.
Kemarin apa namanya lawan Mas Bea si Kukurela gacor kali ya, 2 assist ya nih.
Hydroplus Isotonic Drink minuman isotonik disediakan aktivitas olahragamu. Hydroplus Isotonic Plus durasi maksimal. Hydroplus Isotonic Drink minuman isotonik disediakan aktivitas olahragamu. Hydroplus Isotonic Plus hidrasi maksimal.
Terus kalau kalau si
FIFA World Cup 2026. Paraguay melawan Prancis live di TVRI Nasional dan TVRI
wah, Andrea akan pindah ke Hanoi FC, wah.
3 Piala Dunia, 1 rumah siaran, TVRI. Saksikan FIFA World Cup 2026. FIFA
Lagi satu,
World Cup
boleh lah,
2027.
lagi satu,
FIFA
jangan
Under 17 World Cup. TVRI, rumah sepak bola dunia untuk
Kalau enggak ya
Indonesia.
Ratna Korsna.
Enggak sih, harus nyari lagi satu. Dibilang saya juga enggak juga, mana ya? Kalau tipenya sama, kayak keren ya dia.
Nonton Piala Dunia
Kalau gabung terbut ya.
gratis di
Orang
TVRI.
dia di overnya tuh bolanya mental jauh pasti. Oh enggak, dua-duanya lepas.
Enggak
Katanya
tahu sih.
baru lagi.
Yang baru.
Masih dari Houston, tentunya pemirsa kita lihat jelang babak kedua pertandingan antara Kanada menghadapi Maroko. Kali ini kita akan melihat apakah ada perubahan di babak kedua. Coach Kurus, bagi Maroko tentunya mereka harus merubah situasi pertandingan. Mereka tertekan, cukup berbahaya bagi langkah mereka. Apa yang mungkin akan dilakukan oleh pelatih Mohamed Obi?
Menurut saya ada 2 hal yang akan mereka lakukan untuk perubahan. Pertama, tentu lebih agresif ya, menghadapi Kanada. Tidak bisa hanya menunggu seperti yang mereka lakukan di babak pertama, di mana mereka selalu tertekan. Yang kedua adalah lebih bermain secara kolektif. Artinya ketika mereka menyerang, mereka juga harus ada opsi lebih pemain untuk memudahkan sirkulasi bola. Karena selama di babak pertama hampir terlihat ketika mereka menyerang, mereka hanya mengandalkan kemampuan individu. Jadi menjadi kendala saat tim Kanada bermain dengan agresif dan kompetitif.
Ya, sudah 3 kartu kuning, Win. Ada Elkanus, Onasi, dan juga 4 halal. Ini terlihat bagaimana mereka cukup frustrasi menghadapi Kanada yang bermain cukup keras dan cukup dominan.
Ya kalau dilihat dari awal pertandingan memang mungkin banyak yang nggak menyangka bahwa Kanada bisa berani bermain agresif, berani tekan, bahkan sejak dari lini pertahanan dari Maroko. Jadi ada kemungkinan juga tadi kan Achraf Hakimi sempat dorong dan terlibat friksi. Padahal kan hal itu nggak banyak terjadi di pertandingan sebelumnya di tim Maroko.
Ya, dan ini tentunya juga harus diwaspadai ya, 4 kartu kuning dengan intensitas tinggi seperti ini berpotensi kartu merah sangat besar, apalagi ini 4 pemain inti.
Ya, memang pertandingan di Jawa Tengah mungkin dari sisi agak sedikit kaget dengan penampilan Kanada sih ya. Mereka sedikit frustrasi dan melakukan pol-pol yang tidak penting. Dan di babak kedua tentunya mereka harus berubah, harus menekan emosi mereka agar tetap bermain sabar, tetap bermain agresif dan bermain sesuai dengan game plan yang sudah direncanakan.
Ya, saya rasa tadi apa yang Anda katakan di awal cukup tepat ya. Ketika 3 pergantian pemain dari Kanada, ini pure untuk kesegaran atau kebugaran pemain dan mereka melakukan high press dengan sangat baik. So far so good ya. Apakah ini akan dilanjutkan menurut Anda?
Iya, memang tidak ada cara lain untuk memberi perlawanan kepada Maroko hanya dengan cara high pressing, kemudian dengan intensitas tinggi, karena kita tahu bahwa sebagian pemain Maroko tidak mudah lagi. Dan salah satu kelebihan Kanada adalah mereka mampu bermain di 90 menit dengan high intensity. Tapi pertanyaannya, ketika berhadapan dengan Maroko, apakah mereka bisa tampil konsisten dengan high intensity?
Ya, kalau saya lihat kemarin di pertandingan sebelumnya, Portugal cukup sukses ketika mereka mengalahkan Kroasia dengan mengganti 4 pemain sekaligus di pertengahan babak kedua. Apakah salah satu hal yang bisa dilakukan oleh pelatih Maroko? Mengingat kita lihat tentunya mereka sudah cukup sulit ya untuk bisa mendekati final third loss.
Ya, kemungkinan itu bisa saja terjadi ya. Dan yang harus diingat juga buat Kanada, mereka lebih baik kalau misalnya bisa mencetak gol di menit-menit awal di babak kedua ini. Karena itu tadi bahwa sampai seberapa jauh, sampai seberapa lama mereka mau melakukan pressing. Sementara di kubu Maroko, kalau kita merujuk pada pertandingan lawan Belanda, ini kan kondisi yang nggak dialami sama mereka. Belanda cenderung bermain lebih bertahan. Belanda kalau saya nilai menaruh hormat yang terlalu berlebihan kepada Maroko waktu bertanding lawan Maroko. Jadi Maroko menjadi lawan yang benar-benar berbeda, dengan cara main yang berbeda, yang mungkin dikira ini nggak seberapa Brasil atau Belanda, tapi kenyataannya justru ini lebih kuat lawan Brasil. Mereka bisa cetak di babak pertama. Ini masih 0-0 dan lebih banyak tertekan.
Ya, baik pemirsa, kita akan melihat apakah ada perubahan di babak kedua. Karena 15 menit di ruang ganti tentunya akan menjadi kunci perubahan bagi sebuah tim dalam pertandingan sepak bola. Dan apakah Kanada akan melanjutkan rekor baiknya? Atau Maroko akan kembali seperti karena mereka berdominasi di jalan pertandingan. Inilah babak kedua. Kanada menghadapi Maroko. Selamat menyaksikan.
Changes for either side at half-time, so it's as you were. But Morocco did lose one of their star men in that first half, Ismail Saibari, going off injured, replaced by Sofian Rahimi. Morocco in the white shirts, left to right in this period.
I'll add to that the absence of Riyad. He's a very domineering center back. He's played exceptional in this World Cup. And to have him out of this game for a while, it's a drop-off, I think, a little bit, respectfully.
Well, making only his 5th appearance for the national team today. The centre-back.
Doesn't have the experience of Riyad.
Constant getting the better of Elkanous. Buchanan looking to return it to him. Anahi. Switching the play. That's a good ball. Hakimi. Didn't see him get forward too often in that first half. And
that's why Maria, Ahmed have done a great job of sealing him off, and they also didn't have the ball long enough for him to get forward.
Walaupun selagi Hakimi masih main, tapi mereka kan
Looking to cross, but well blocked by Larea. Interesting player, Richie Larea.
Padahal dia tuh bek kanan tapi ngeblur ada.
Plays almost exclusively at left back for the national team.
That's the beauty of versatility. We've seen him do that in Major League Soccer. He's on Toronto FC, Orlando, teams like that. He had a brief spell at Nottingham Forest. I remember didn't appear there a lot, but he's got energy. He's fast. I mean, that energy is important to have on that side of the field with the team. To be versatile like that is.
Salah. Itu kanan kosong. Kanannya kosong.
Morocco conceded an early corner in this second half.
Just trying to squeeze it through to Jonathan David delicately, and Morocco responded. Here he is breaking out. It was potentially slightly offside as you freeze it there, but nonetheless it's
Tapi pemain Kanada kalau satu sekali.
Who gets to the second?
Spacchio playing it on the deck. Buchanan. Ahmed. Larea. Put in there towards the future on. Get hold of that in the way that he might have hoped.
20-year-old has been exceptional. Looking to mature beyond his years, I think he is.
Now he's trying to causing a problem. He has conceded a free kick and he has got a yellow card. So go to the commentator there.
Yeah, very different game now for him. That's where you don't want to be as a center back. You don't want to have to come out laterally and cover guys and quick and put one on players. It's a lonely place to be if you're a center back. And to not be a shallow guard now, that's a big deal because he's going to have to play the game very, very differently. And that's going to be in the back of his mind a little bit that he's carrying this yellow.
All blot on his copybook this afternoon. Ashraf Hakimi on set piece duty for Morocco.
Nah,
Mesut. Mantap, gak ada yang jaga.
Apa tuh? Kena sih mantap.
Ada yang jaga ya?
Kok nggak ada yang baca sih itu?
Enggak.
Kalau udah feeling ngoper antara ngoper sebelahnya kalau nggak ke sana tuh.
Terus si Jonathan David nggak dapet tadi. Jawab belum?
Ya, soalnya apa? Nggak ada pemain sekitar itu tadi ya tadi tuh.
Tapi soalnya dikasih kosan gitu. Nah, kalau Maroko kelinding pokoknya. Maroko nggak juga banyak peluang dia. Sekali dua kali gol.
Nggak tuh.
Nggak dapat tuh.
Enggak. Dia tuh kurang maju dia posisinya dia tuh.
Kok ketika tak penalti semua ya?
That is a huge goal for Morocco. They needed something big. They needed a platform. They've got it, and they've got the lead now. This game could change dramatically.
Turnamen besar ini nggak bisa deh. Set bisa tuh template ya. Terus banyak variasi.
Nggak, pokoknya intinya set gitu ya. Dia celah-celah musuhnya gitu.
Kamu itu tuh latihan set itu yang banyak ya. Nanti terapin sesuai situasi gitu kan. Bikin kode gimana gitu. Kalau misalnya kayak tadi backnya di belakang semua tuh ya langsung kode. Ya kan terlalu template gitu kan. Menarik dari Kanada.
El Kudus
Panas ya Maroko.
Mustachio for Canada. See what they've got by way of response. Larea. Coming well from the slip. The future on. Alistair Johnston at Celtic. Buchanan. Nicely worked. Jonathan David.
Ini bahaya bro.
Just seemed to get caught in two minds as to what to do, and then allowed Morocco to clear, but only partially so.
Mulai keras nih.
Now Hakimi can get the rock.
Tackle nih,
Lari nih, ngacir nih Hakimi. Ngacir nih Hakimi. Itu pukul harga kayak Rahimi tuh.
Hakimi's chopping inside on.
Senang loh.
Away for Canada, who look to mount an attack of their own. Larea trying to take on Vardy, who's having none of it. And Larea runs out of real estate. Morocco first.
Speed with Hakimi, runs with the ball at his feet.
Nah,
You know,
itu sih
straight out
Maroko.
flat speed, but running with the ball at your feet. Then when
Ya bawa pertama kali aja nunggu.
and then Richie Larea have had to do the defending of Hakimi, but he's now starting to come to life a little bit here for Morocco. All of a sudden they get a little bit more time on the ball, a little bit better possession after the goal.
Emang kan, saya gua gagal.
Bisa capek kali.
Well, they've found their voices again, haven't they?
No question.
Apa potensi cederanya
They
nanti
did an
ini.
amazing job of taking this
Dengan
really
kerangnya juga.
Moroccan crowd out of the game in the first half based on that performance under Jesse Marsh. But the Moroccans are back now. See, this is what you didn't see in the first half. People getting out of pressure, getting a little more time and space on the ball.
And they're a different team now.
Canada's still in this, without a doubt. And they're going to continue to try and play in this mid block, and why not? Just see, though, they're a little bit more desperate to chase the ball. It's just opening more and more space up for Morocco, and that's where they can hurt you.
But good
Oh,
position
bahaya nih.
triggered.
Bahaya nih.
Al-Washay
Cutback dia.
started across, and Wabi was there in just the right place for Morocco.
Waduh, itu
Ayo,
kiri
kita lawan dua loh.
Itu kiri
Kiri.
Yes, on the break.
Back pas lagi ke Brain dia.
Kelamaan.
Right
Ini
in the
kelamaan.
far side of the box, and he's furious that he wasn't kicked out.
Udah dia.
Harusnya kiri nggak sih?
Udah.
Brain tadi. Tadi tadi.
Canada looked in a great position to get a good shooting opportunity.
Udah lari,
Goes in
Kak.
transition
Ngebut
the
dari
other
lari
way
dia.
now. We'll have to defend this corner.
That move all started by Brahim Diaz, who spun away beautifully from the challenge of Nico Seagull in midfield.
And you and I talked about he's got to emerge in this game.
See what they've got up their sleeve this time from this corner that Hakimi will take.
They always go to the near post. Morocco just loves near post delivery.
Oh. Gotta make
Ngapain
some-
lu?
Mau dibiarin ya.
Yeah, goal kick
Aku
to
kasih
Canada.
tukar.
Mesin lagi.
Body language there of Jesse Marsh. You can't quite believe what's happened. Just a momentary lapse from that corner, and they have been breached. Before that, they just haven't been troubled.
It's such a game of momentum, and goals have so much power to change games.
Larea. Fugeron. Obito of Nice. This is Buchanan, but that's a poor one.
Bahaya lu. Nanggung kali ya.
To tidy it up and go back to his goalkeeper, Maxime Crepeau. Well, he that one away. Diop with eyes on it. Hello, Naui. This will break Hakimi's way.
Dapat ini.
Achraf Hakimi looking like the player we all know he is in this second half now.
Larea dealt with that well, though. He got there first, and he knew Hakimi was going to make a little bit of contact.
Ya Kanada.
Now Larea has tossed it down the line, and Ahmed is on his way. Gets his team a corner.
Well, let's see what Canada does this time. They did a short one with a guy running through the box the last time. It led to 4 or 5 passes and then delivery. Now do they go direct off the corner this time? They got their 2 center backs getting forward. It's an opportunity here to nick a goal back here.
Maroko yang mengalahkan Kanada.
A lot of Canadian supporters behind that goal that their team is attacking. Stacchio, there's a lot of height on that. Boutron coming round the back. He's a real nuisance on set pieces. He's won a lot of first contacts in those situations.
And he's a definite target, Emmett Bombito.
This will be left for Alex Johnston to take.
This is the long throw that's made its way back into the game in a big way. Many teams that don't utilize a long throw-in on some occasions.
Here he comes. Mazraoui only as far as Stacchio. Canoe's been boxed in over there.
Itu kalau ada apa udah jualan susah dan jualannya.
Crepeau is seeking out Johnston, who stayed high. Buchanan, he goes down. He's having a look in the direction of Michael Oliver. There's a flag up anyway. Mazraoui is the Moroccan who's stricken. Must admit, in real time, didn't look like there was a foul on Buchanan. There might be proof otherwise.
That's a great little flick into the channel here. Now, there might be a question if Buchanan was offside. There is a push, goes down rather easily, and he's slowing himself down to initiate the contact.
Hindarin lagi kayak gitu.
This is a great little ball here from Alistair Johnston. Mazraoui went down kind of awkward on his neck and head.
Maybe a great kick for the offside that was given just prior to the little bump that Buchanan got from Allow. Stacchio, Buchanan, Seagull, Wadi in there for Morocco. Johnston. Future Seagull on magic split. Now it's Canada with nowhere to go. Roles have been reversed.
Yeah, I like the way they broke the pressure, though, and got Morocco to drop off. Now, Morocco's really interesting. They made a very dedicated decision to find and recruit players from all over the world, 23 and 26 on this roster. Well, who were born in Morocco, France, Belgium, Netherlands, Spain, and Italy. Only 3 on the roster born in Morocco, and then that combined with the real domestic push, facilities, coaches, and this has been a plan to get where they are. As you see, one of the players that has come out of this system, Rouadi.
Double change here from Morocco.
You got a defensive master coming on here.
In Sofiane Amrabat, yeah. And El Khanous. Morocco's withdrawn. And the teenage talent, Rouadi, also off. The Sunderland man,
Pernah panggil tim Mas?
Anthony Talbot, the other to make his entrance.
Tough day for El Khanous, could really get it going. Talbi,
Wah, ini
remember,
kan
is the
dia.
one who hit that tremendous ball, the Diop, for the tying goal in that Netherlands game.
Buat
Larry,
yang udah kartu kuning ya.
Canada. Some attacking options for Canada.
Ada offset. Ya, offset. Toko kiri lah bro, syuting. Nah, kenapa dia nggak toko kiri syuting? One on one loh itu. Satu lawan satu, masa lo nggak bisa gocek sih?
The goal scorer from Morocco, Nahi, leading Nasraoui. Future all behind it. Brahim Diaz. Nicely done. The future all will hoist it away for Canada.
Awas. Berarti no.
Bagus. Enggak ini.
Lari lah, lini kedua tuh. Oper langsung aja. Hei. Aduh, kena lagi kok. Kena bro. Kena Amran tuh loh. Sebanyak itu pemain 4 orang ternyata penalti. Udah Maroko ya, kita kenal tuh. Kita lihat kan sampai ragu ya. Enggak, emang kayaknya ada.
This is the stuff that he can do. He passes balls in people's legs, the tricks, the flicks, the ability to get turned. But getting him on the ball and seeing him active and involving others, that's a very, very good sign for Morocco here. You didn't see that at all in the first half.
So Canada trailing, and this has not been a good venue for them. Their 2 previous visits in this stadium, they've lost.
Maroko ini jatuhnya Afrika agak di atas ya.
Quarter-final, Jonathan David scored in that game. And also,
Jadi nggak terlalu hitam lah ya.
Mexico in the Gold Cup semi-final 5 years back. Amrabat pulling it through the lines.
Dapet lo itu tadi kalau nggak dicegah. Yang benar merah. Tuan rumah dia udah sekali nih. Ya ini emang sering kontroversial wasitnya. Iya. Udah kali kalau Liverpool yang mimpin dia tuh. Saya jauh kali, gak lihat orang, udah
Just working down this left-hand side, it's an obvious offside ball. Not much you even need to say.
Ya cek VAR yang tadi lah.
This is the goal.
Gak bisa dipatah yang ada itu. Kartu merah tadi loh.
And you get it from Unai for the delight of the Moroccan fans.
He was one of the standout players in the last World Cup for Morocco as well. I remember the then Spain boss, Luis Enrique, reserving special praise for Nahi, and he's got the goal that splits them here.
He was born in Morocco.
Kartu merah lah dari takdir lah. Takdir lah.
Exotic intensity. Comes into the game as Buchanan gave Bono a bit of a scare. Aaron kicks it off nicely.
Bahaya ini. Kocak.
Tetes kali maksud. Nggak ada 8 berkebutuhan ya?
Here's Hakimi here, and he's just trying to shield defenders off. There's a little bit of contact there.
Kan nggak salah juga, strikernya kan lagi ngebut dengan strikernya.
Trying to get there before a goal keeps
Bisa ketemu nggak? Udah mau nggak mau ketabrak.
Expect your striker to chase the goalkeeper now.
100%. 100%.
Well, we've reached the hydration break in the second half. And it is Morocco who at the moment will be going through to the quarterfinals. It is either France or Paraguay. They lead by a goal to nil.
Kanada nggak ada pemain pembeda lah siapa?
Oh itu Davis ya?
Iya dia. Gak tahu apa dia gara-gara rentan cedera tuh.
Who's that? Online data tracker.
Ini ada pengalian.
Nggak ada bagian.
Well, the last time that Jesse Marsh can gather his troops to try and get the required response. One last push from Canada to try and find a route back into this one, Glenn.
Yeah, it's an interesting moment to see how these two teams come out after this. But you brought Kyle Larin on, you got to supply your strikers, you're going to have to take some risk at some point and commit a few more people forward.
It's the 18th minute, and just one attempt at goal. And again, this is the goal.
Yeah, and it's a great job by Rahimi to let it go through his legs. But I think this is a set piece you have to know about, right? If you've studied Morocco with all the data and everything that goes on these days in scouting opponents. And I think that's what might be a little bit disappointing to Canada, is that he got a decent run up to that without a lot of real pressure. Off a corner, squared back by Hakimi. Nonetheless, the good finish from Monahi, and it is the game's long goal. And it came to the point where, you know, you were wanting to see Canada do this again. And then after that, Morocco really gained a lot of confidence through the goal. Got their crowd back in it. Really looking at Maxime Crepeau, hasn't been really tested that much here today, to be fair.
Apa saja tuh kayak gitu ya?
You wouldn't have picked that going into this game, probably. You're going to probably see Jacob Chappell come on. He's been a late sub for Canada at some point.
Itu kakaknya nggak tadi tuh, kakaknya melompat.
Adrian Peterson is here, NFL running back.
Kayak orang nelpon ke surat tuh.
They're a business by the looks of it. Will be a Moroccan throw, which Hakimi takes. Canada have scored in their sixth World Cup matches, their longest scoring streak in the competition.
Davis udah masukin.
Now they are intent on trying to keep this fairy tale run going at these finals.
Been impressed with Stefan Eustachio and his distribution in midfield and just some of his calmness at certain times in this game. And of course, he had that volley against South Africa that got him through. So maybe he comes up with some magic here in this final phase of this match.
Saint-Germain looking for Brahim Diaz of Real Madrid. He made one appearance for Spain, Brahim Diaz, but switched allegiance a few years back, which has been a real bonus for Morocco to have a player of that quality available.
Like I was saying before, they really made the Royal Moroccan Football Federation a concerted effort to go around the world and find those that were eligible to represent Morocco. They went to every country, France, Belgium, Netherlands, Spain, Italy, and then heavy domestic investment in academies and infrastructure. So they're doing it both ways.
They will be co-hosting the next edition of the FIFA World Cup as well. Having covered the Africa Cup of Nations just gone, they have the infrastructure, they've got the stadiums as well to be able to deliver it big time.
Waktu Kanada, ya.
Of course, Morocco, having been in this situation before, know exactly what it takes to win a knockout game. They are streetwise. And, despite being rattled in the first half, they've looked much more like their own former selves since the restart. Eustachio. David in hot pursuit. Wow.
Berani kan gitu.
Amrabat will add that extra layer of protection now just in front of that back four for Morocco.
And that's 100% a defensive move for stability. What a World Cup he had in 2022.
Covered more than 50 miles in that tournament, I was reading the other day. Sofian Amrabat. Loraya.
Berarti serangannya Kanada dengan kebalikannya Maroko kalau tadi ya.
Whistling back, which means the Moroccan fans are going to
Wow, that is some noise going on in my headphones right now.
Buchanan has worked hard. He's got to continue to push it out here. It's important here. You got to win the first one.
Mr. Johnston lining this one up again. Pumped away by Mazraoui. Seagull. Good ball. Bono had to come and punch it away, but Morocco not in the clear as yet. Ahmed.
Counter ini.
Touch Manahi. Eustachio, brilliant play.
Waduh,
Kenapa tuh?
Enggak pernah bebas. Banyak kali nih.
Canada just
Nathan David dan ngambil.
only just outside the box.
Lagi
Boleh, oh iya, di sebuah kurang bagus.
Wonderful flick.
Sebuah pekan ini yang itu. Ini kayaknya ya. Jadi kalau dicek, kalau dicek VAR bisa penalti lah tuh. Enggak sih.
Just the elusive nature there of Eustachio.
VAR itu.
Looked it over a defender. Going to lead to a very dangerous
Kak
set
lagi
piece.
tadi mau counter gitu kali ya perannya atau siapa tadi itu.
He's done a lot here today. The build-up, the
Nah, kiper di situ dah.
nggak ada game apa tuh ya yang mainin satu-satu orang tuh pak bola tapi mainin posisi masing-masing tuh.
Oh ya yang berempat ya.
Udah ada ya, ada yang kiper ya. Dia maju sampai di garis ininya. Ya jadi nggak bisa tuh langsung ketangkep gitu. Dia kali sekali tuh. Ada yang jadi kiper jadi gitu ya.
Bisa pakai skill itu ya, pakai S, pakai apa gitu.
Bono in goal for Morocco. Ahmed and Jonathan David.
Itu salah-salahnya itu gol ya.
Good look at this.
Enggak, kuncinya di pagarnya Kanada tuh. Itu nanti mereka buyar itu. Udah tendangan bawah aja.
Gak, Bono fokus di sana aja. Ini pagernya loncat ini.
It's Jonathan David.
Loh, apa ini caranya?
Tuh,
Ngecip kan.
nggak pada ngecip
Syuting bawah ini loh, tuh Kanada.
Udah dijaga, nggak bisa, udah ketutup itu. Nggak, kalau yang ngerti set piece gini pasti ditutup itu ruang situ tuh.
From a little bit more of an angle.
Tapi kemarin waktu Uzbekistan,
Ya namanya tim Asia nggak ada yang paham taktik-taktik gitu.
Uzbekistan tuh. Kalau udah nutup gitu pasti diarah ke sana.
Iya, ada yang ke sana, ada tujuannya pasti.
And Jacob Schaffelberg
Miss.
has joined us also. So fresh legs.
Tuan rumah pertama yang pulang,
Both attacking players bring a lot of energy.
pulangnya nggak terbang dari ini.
Langsung ini rumahnya.
Tinggal
Bahaya nih,
itu
itu
kan
kosong tuh. Bro, itu kosong namanya.
But a full stretch to keep
Kan dia nggak ngoper ke kanan tuh.
Nggak, tapi posisinya apa sih ini lagi jelek loh tadi kipernya tadi itu. Oh.
Well, it ends up being a bit of a tester. But Laren, there was a good angle to play Laren in.
Jadi ini kita bisa jempol di Maroko kalau gini terus.
Promis nggak boleh.
Plenty in there for Canada. It's not his best delivery, and he knows it.
Maroko juga kontrakan itu bagus ya.
Seagull.
Ya, kuncinya di Saibari biasanya mereka counternya tuh. Gue didorong jelas tuh.
Promised David.
Itu kan.
Well, that's the option he's going to bring in the air, but that was a two-handed push. That's an obvious foul. Sarawi has been hitting the deck a lot here today.
Certainly no relation of Jonathan David. Promised David.
He's 6'5". He's going to be a target. Here's the quick turn and the quick hit. That was coming from Tejan Buchanan. Full stretch. Bono. Haven't seen a lot of long-range shooting here today. But as you mentioned, Kyle Laren could have been an option to his right. Easy to say from up here.
Kanannya anunya Ipswich itu ya.
Certainly got plenty of firepower out there
Itu
now.
Thailand ada
Jesse
Mirip
Marsh
memang ya.
with Promised David.
Namanya Amerika itu Thailand ada.
Amerika tuh.
Leeds United. Kemudian
To the
itu
final 10 minutes we go. And Canada now playing for survival
Main di mana
at
bukan?
this FIFA World Cup.
Maju semuanya kena counter nih.
With the free kick.
Ini kosong nih.
Into Jonathan David.
Nggak
Mazraoui
ada
is with
support.
it. Eustachio again. Way by Alanawi.
Kali konternya tuh.
All or nothing now for Canada.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for Morocco. And it is going to throw everything they possibly can. They've got all their
Ini kalau bener aja konternya nih. Ini kalau bener aja konternya nih.
Kanan aja, nah.
Udah kelar ini. Kelar ini.
Sudah. Ya ampun, kok nekuk.
Kelar ini. Ya, udah kelar. Kayak nggak tahu Maroko aja.
Sudah. Mereka kalau udah counter beramai-ramai.
Klinis ya, masalahnya orang aku bikin klinis sekali. Nggak butuh banyak keluar.
Enggak, kuncinya dia tuh counter rame-rame. Jadi banyak opsi jadi dia tuh.
Ya gini ya kasusnya kayak waktu di Qatar tuh lawan Portugal. Portugal bombardir kiri kanan, mereka sekali datang heading yang sendiri ngegulin langsung. Sialan emang. Enggak, paling malah sih lawan tim kayak Maroko nih. Maksudnya tuh nyerang. Mereka sekali gol gitu. Keselin kali ya.
Betul kan? Udah Maroko jarang ngarang loh.
Sering
Nih.
nyerang.
Betul kan?
Kayak gol lagi itu udah 90% ini pasti gol.
Ini tanpa saya Bahri loh.
Ya, Unai lagi ya. Anjay, fresh dia. Satu gol lagi hat-trick dah dia.
Iya tuh.
Maju semua dong 4 orang. Penting tuh tadi keputusannya Diaz nih yang kedua nih 1, 2, itu penting loh. Wah, hampir dapetin itu. Dan nggak mau all out sih Kanada. Dibantai ya kalau mau dibantai sekalian gitu. Mungkin usaha dulu dari itu.
Bagian servisnya mereka ya tadi tuh gitu, tapi gimana nggak kena?
Nah, itu sebenarnya chance mereka ya.
Iya.
Satu dia sudah biar gampang.
Berat lah.
Mau nggak mau tetap harus kayak tadi. Ya tahu cuma resikonya ya di kontak gitu.
Ya. Ini pelatih harus ngorbanin best. Best tuh udah korbanin aja udah kalau suka gini masih striker lagi.
Soalnya mereka depannya kan dia sih pelari semua gitu. Nggak mau sih Kanada harus tetap main World Cup itu. Coba tadi ada resiko. Aduh ini.
Buang dah.
Nah, transisi lagi dapat tuh sayang kali. Mulai ini nih serang-serangan.
Ini kok aku juga. Dia dioperin gitu di saat-saat transisi itu ya bolanya malah jelek kali lah dia tuh.
Dari saya tadi aja.
Well, as mentioned, it will be France or Paraguay.
Bisa bermata dua.
Quarterfinals.
Kalau Alphard
July the 9th.
Ya menurut saya all out aja apa?
Nggak mau udah
Selisih 2 gol. Mas kalau 2-1 masih main tak tadi oke.
terus sih kayak harus diambil sih.
Ada 3 lawan 2 lagi nih.
Dibantai terus sekalian.
USA, Belgium.
Itu gini tuh. Gol lagi. Gila bro.
Gila. Kipernya udah diam itu. Ini
Wakil kayak Maroko lumayan kali sama itu. Ini mereka latnya hari ini tinggi kali ya. Keberuntungan mereka tinggi kali di match ini. Saling karena masih target ya.
Ya tapi emang tipikalnya Maroko gitu. Tuh kipernya diam loh udah tuh.
Bentar lagi. Nah ini dia lagi. Allah ada highlight kali itu.
Buchanan let it go. Jonathan David. Schaffelberg.
Depan tuh nggak dikan juga tuh.
Buchanan. Schaffelberg, another poor delivery.
Kuat lagi serangan Maroko.
Seagull. Cleared by Mazraoui.
Kali-kali syuting itu luar kota itu loh.
And Jesse Marsh there saying to Jacob Schaffelberg,
Cuma itu bisa ya.
down a little bit. Got himself into 2 really good crossing positions, Schaffelberg, and the quality just wasn't there. Stacchio puts it in, Diop with a header out. Foul by Mazraoui. Jonathan David. More alterations here. And Morocco
Pak Jendek.
bringing on a couple of reinforcements.
Diaz kan ada.
Enggak sebenarnya jangan ditarik dulu main dia sih.
Let's replace
Biar untuk kill the game loh. Soalnya kalau Kanada ngegolin satu aja ya, bahaya Maroko. Dia biarin biar jadi ancaman di depan dia. Setidaknya mereka kalau Highland kan takut gitu loh. Oh dia disambut dolar ya. Biarin sama dia sama Rahimi di depan. Kalau kita kosong kan udah kill the game itu, udah susah mereka. Kalau kosong ini mereka ngegolin satu.
Masih bisa.
Masih bisa itu.
Aduh ini gol nih.
Ini.
Itu benturan kiper loh, Sir.
Collision inside the box of Michael Oliver has stopped play.
Promise David. Riker trying to get there. Bono maybe gets a little bit of a piece of him, but that's bravery all around from both players. Bono, that's Jake Nelson. He's made his way on. Plays his looks like Austin, Texas for Austin FC in the domestic league in the United States Major League Soccer.
There is the man of the hour. Asadin Anahi, the first Moroccan to score twice in a FIFA World Cup match since Salahadin Basia in '98 against Scotland.
Yeah, he just wraps his foot around it, as we said. It's a good angle. All the architecture is done by Brahim Diaz. It was a transition moment. I thought might have petered out. It might have been ended. Diaz drew two, but with that great technical still. And Unai delivers the goods. But efficient finishing here today, timely finishing. All things you have to include. The coach Mohamed Douabe.
Menang siapapun boleh yang final tetap berdepan. Aduh, Portugal cadangin ban roda terus baru ke final.
Jadi booking gitu suaranya.
My ears are ringing. What a noise the Moroccans have made here today.
Masih pernah ada maju. Pantulin.
Hacked it clear for Morocco. He's got through a lot of work, Mazraoui.
Yeah, tough, rugged defender. One of the great leaders from Morocco, experienced. Making sure that the
apa lagi itu?
Waktu udah nggak ada.
Tebek lo tuh udah di depan.
Nih, kita manfaat-manfaat langsung udah. Bilang-bilang gitu.
Orang beknya dia lo udah di depan itu masih muter-muter.
Waktu udah.
Didapetin pemain Maroko aja sekali nih, kena ini.
Udah kayak bola ribut aja udah. Gak bisa gol di depan. Nih kayak gini-gini tuh udah bisa gol.
Wah.
handball, I think there. Kyle Laren.
Bang, masih nggak tahu enggak? Itu siapa ya? Kamu siapa, Bang?
This way, there will obviously be a disappointment.
However,
learning curve. This must be for Jesse Marsh and these players as they try and build again for another major tournament.
Dapat ini.
Nggak bisa kan?
As co-hosts of the tournament.
Belum.
Aduh. Looking to bring it out, but it's being ruled in Canada's favor.
Ya tahu, Bang.
This has been a prideful, very brave performance here today.
Nobar Fildon.
Tactics they employed in the first half. To be fair, they're going to lose today. today if this holds the scoreline 2-0. On the transition game of Morocco, showing their versatility. Not on the possession game necessarily.
Emang anehnya Amerika tuh memang gitu nggak tahu aneh kali udah sediain kayak gitu loh.
Masa sekelas Ronaldo main dulu tinggal di bawah lesehan.
Enggak aman.
Kan ada duduk di tempat minuman tuh yang ngeri dah.
Tapi apa untuk ini ya main gitu biar kakinya lurus aja gitu kayaknya anjir ngintip sendal oke siap.
Udah woi, closing gitu dah, nggak ada ngobrol. Wah, lumayan nih.
Shoot aja udah muter lama kali dah.
Yeah, give him a lot of credit, a lot of energy coming off and into this game as a substitute.
Almost 3 minutes gone of the 8 added. The goalkeeper is up. Maxime Crepeau in the
Kiper kok tiba-tiba maju di depan kipernya anjir
Kaget tiba-tiba ada kiper di situ.
kok tiba-tiba maju sih dia.
Sejak kapan dia maju tuh kiper tiba-tiba?
Enggak nungguin kipernya loh dia tuh. Nggak
Very
kerasa.
often you see two goalkeepers that close together.
Bagus juga idenya.
Certainly adds a little bit of drama and excitement to it here. But Canada's still pushing to pull one back.
Maju lagi kiper. Nggak ada waktu.
Kalau nunggu yang dulu biar ke saya tuh posisinya.
Udah nggak bisa ya kiper maju aja.
Pas kayak gini tuh loh.
Itu udah main kak futsal tuh lo main kak futsal. udah antara hidup dan mati lah udah gitu aja udah.
I do think ball in Canada that first 45 minutes, during your best times you got to score goals. I think
Apa sebenarnya di futsal tuh kiper maju.
real good opportunity. They had a very rattled
Power play.
Morocco at that point, and to get the game's first goal in that first half could have made this a very different complexion in the second half. That said, Morocco came to life timely with their goals and efficient.
Karena lagi Amerika juga nyusul ya.
Kalau lawan dia, terus kalau Meksiko agak berat ya, keluar kan Meksiko.
The dream is slipping away.
Masih
Kok malah nangkep gitu aku.
Ini kalau gol masih ada harapan ya.
Shuffleboat. Well, the crosses are deflected
Corner.
Kiper, ya.
Ya kiper.
Ya maju dah.
Yuk, tumpuk dah 11 di sana udah tumpuk. Mau apa lagi 11 udah tumpuk di sana.
Kiper sudah siap. Kipernya.
Crossingannya bener lah kiper.
Jangan mundur dulu kiper.
Kipernya udah bagus lah itu posisinya crossing.
Kiper lo ngapain mundur dulu? Malah mundur ya.
Bantuin nyerang kiper. Ini kan ada lagi nyerang. Udah dah kiper malah mundur lah.
Maju lagi nih kiper.
Tangannya langsung.
Nih, ikut nih kalau kita biasa.
It would be the first time the host nation has failed to score in a match. At this
Jangan nomor
World
7
Cup.
tok yang ambilnya.
Time very much Canada's enemy now. Approaching 6 minutes.
Tapi kan nggak ada impact nomor 7 ngambil ini.
8 added at the end of this.
Langsung dah
Yang
syuting.
ribu udah syuting dah.
Snacchio nudges one off. Nelson takes the strike. Shuffleboat. Bougerol. Oh, it's Johnston, was it? Yeah, it was Johnston who tried to lift it over Bono, but he's put it wide.
They tried to lob it to the back post, just kind of didn't drop for him. It was a good effort. Canada's fighting bravely here. To produce a goal. But time relative to score is kind of the explosion on the faces.
Sekali senang gol, klinis sekali. Terlalu klinis Maroko tuh.
Ini yang dirasain di lawan Cina tuh.
Ada yang rangkul saya langsung masih tadi.
Serangan-serangan itu baru masuk. Terus pada counter langsung jadi
Just ran into each other. Nothing in that.
Moroccan fans ready to celebrate here.
Itu kipernya lagi maju
salahan ya.
Been at their vintage best,
Wajah dah pulang.
but certainly turned it around with their performance in the second half. Of course, it's tournament football. It's just about getting through.
And there's so much attacking talent in a team like this. That's one of the ways you can get back in games, even when you don't play your best, is simply to have individuals that can get things done.
Jangan bilang gol ini, Raimi. Pakil the game sini. Kan kill the game dah 3-0.
Kalau belum
Banyak kali Maroko ya.
Betul.
Ini pasti yang lihat nanti skornya anjir.
Ya dibantai.
Bantai dikurung padahal Maroko yang dikurung sebenarnya. Kalau cuma lihat hasil skornya anjir dibantai dia obok dari Maroko. Padahal yang dia obok sebenarnya kan ini ya Maroko ya.
Padahal serangannya Maroko cuma 3 ini.
Ini dalam targetnya dia tuh.
Sama.
Tapi jadi gol semua ya. Sialan emang Maroko.
Dan hati mereka sekali nyerang tuh
Tapi
ya.
sekarang jadi ya.
Rame sekali.
Sudah atas-atas overload itu kuat.
He's gone at it all night long. He's battled
Tentu di sini.
Emang kayak gitu banyak opsi jadi backnya tuh kelimpungan itu
an
kan.
exclamation point.
Maksudnya mereka depannya juga protes semua.
Nah, sekarang tuh emang cocokan main Forsman nggak tuh?
But it has been an exhibition of transition football here today. Morocco and their head coach
Ada siok dah set. Ada
Itu
harapan.
langsung maju kiri kanan nggak kelimpungan.
Bagian kiper nggak maju-maju, percuma juga di belakang lo kebobolan juga kiper.
It's Diaz again, who we said had to emerge in the second half. So these two become very pivotal.
Nah, kemudian situ. Banyak lagi tapi nggak ada hasil. Maroko satu kali gol langsung.
Like we said, we got players of this quality. The goals can come at any moment.
They're a contender, absolutely no doubt about it. Morocco very much in the hunt to go all the way here.
Lembur.
Ya, emang segini pak lah kualitasnya Kanada tuh.
Because the whistle has gone. The World Cup.
Sengaja juga Maroko mancing mereka dari lagi.
Morocco move on with it. The Atlas Lions, the first team to book their place in the quarterfinals of this FIFA World
Nah,
Cup.
salahnya Kanada tuh babak pertama nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain. Padahal Maroko lagi main ini loh, main slow gitu.
Defend ya. Nahan udah bawa pertama oleh
Very much set up by Azzedine Anahi with a fabulous brace here. 3-0 perhaps a little harsh on Canada.
Ah, udah Saibari itu cedera parah enggak?
lumayan sering itu cuma
Cuma Sentato katanya.
And it will be Morocco who go on to Boston to face
Wah,
either
itu cuma
France
butuh
or
beberapa jam.
Paraguay. It ends here.
Yang penting cepat aja dia gitu ya. Nggak asalkan jangan dipaksain terus main gitu ya. Lah, lah.
Nah, siapa expect bakal Z?
Ada.
Tapi kalau